Hello there. You know, I've talked to this camera 3 times today. Twice I deleted the video just because I was like, I was honestly having second thoughts because I didn't really want to post it. I didn't really want to edit it, nor do I really want to edit this, if I'm gonna be honest. But, you know, I kind of just want to rant. So I think that's exactly what I'll do. First off, before I begin, this guy, I don't know who you are. I don't really know what you do, but that comment is now in a special place in my heart. I want to thank you so very much for your comment. You were the first person to comment on a video like this, and you honestly inspired me, if I'm going to be honest. You've made me want to stick with this, and now you've made me want to continue talking to the camera. You've made me want to continue movie making, because now, even though it's one person, that one person has now changed something in me. So now I have a bigger fire in my belly. So thank you, whoever you are. That is, thank you, seriously. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is obsession and discipline. I think that no matter what you do in life, I'm gonna kind of talk about what I talked about in the last 2 videos. I had mentioned something about giving me 100%. And I can kind of argue that you would only give 100% if you truly care and are obsessed enough. I can actually argue that, because are you really gonna give 100% into something that you don't really wanna do? Maybe you might have to, like, let's say it's something simple like a school assignment. Let's say it's like a paper you gotta write. Yeah, you can choose not to do it. Yeah, you can maybe give like 50% of effort into writing it. But if you don't give 100% of it, there's gonna be some consequences. Maybe it's not a good enough grade. Maybe you used AI, write some of it. Who knows? But there's one of 2 reasons why you didn't give 100%. 1, you just didn't care. Or 2, you're afraid. Number 1 is quite simple. You know, it's the most common one. It's like, oh, I didn't really care about the assignment, or I don't really care about this job. I'll come back to the job a little later. Or I didn't really care about this person, or I didn't care about whatever it may be. You didn't give 100% of it because you didn't care, or because you didn't think it was that important. The second reason I was talking about is you're afraid of the outcome. Maybe you might fail. Maybe you're too scared. Maybe you're afraid that you'll fail and that it won't become successful, whatever it may be, like that assignment, your job, making movies. And then there's the rare situations where you don't give 100%, like you're sick, or like you have some type of burnout. Burnout actually is quite common. I did kind of experience it on my first channel. That's where I did like my gaming content, and I really love gaming. I actually want to start doing it again. I want to start posting on that video, or start on that channel, because that's close to 1,000 subs. Of course, it's tied to this channel. It's going to be in the description if you want to go check it out, where I have a little bit more energy, and I guess a little bit more life in me, because, you know, I'm screaming constantly at a game that I freaking hate. I won't be doing Fortnite anymore. I can't stand it. But most commonly, you won't give 100% because it doesn't matter to you. And if it's your job and you don't really care about your job, that's gonna hurt. One of two things is gonna happen. You don't care about your job, you're gonna lose it. You don't care about your job, they might keep you around, or you might do a job where they make you do the littlest amount of effort, flipping burgers for like $12 an hour. And then the other thing that's gonna happen, if you don't really care about your job, yeah, you're gonna lose it. But now, if you have somebody that's dependent on you having money, now you don't have any money. Now that steady cash flow, even if it was a little bit, is now not going to be coming. And then for those of you that are afraid to maybe, ask for a raise, or if you're afraid that you might fail at your job, and because you failed at your job, you might lose it, one of two things are gonna happen. You don't lose your job because you failed, or you do lose your job because you failed. But you won't know that unless you've tried it. Now, this may seem like I've deviated from the path of obsession and discipline too much, but it's actually going to tie into the grand scheme of things, because you will only give 100%. I can personally argue, I could technically argue that you wouldn't give 100% unless you actually cared about something. However, I don't think that's fully true, because you can give 100% of effort if you have enough grit, because grit honestly is what separates a lot of humanity from like any other kind of animal. I do think animals do have a certain level of grit, but because we're technically on the top of the food chain, we have a level of grit that isn't widely, I guess, experienced through different species. I'm saying that like we're freaking aliens. But back to what I was talking about, you would only give 100% if you were actually obsessed with it. And that's why I do believe that you need a job, you need a family, you need some type of something where you know you can give 100% of it because you love it. So I'll use the job for an example. If you really love your job and you really want to keep it, not because you're afraid of losing it or you're afraid of not making enough money, but you really want to keep your job because you love doing it, that's when you would give 100%. Yeah, you don't like writing this assignment, but you give 100% of it because maybe there's some stuff that's lying on top of it, like your grade. Maybe you need an A to pass the class, or maybe you just need I don't even know if I'm actually like saying this properly, because I feel like there's so many different paths you could take with this. Quite frankly, I just forgot what I was saying. I do apologize. And then in a situation where you're not obsessed and you still are giving 100%, because maybe you're not obsessed with, actually, again, forgot what I was talking about. I apologize. This is like the third time I'm making this, and I feel like I should have been a little bit more well prepared. I basically just started this, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna start yapping. But if you were not gonna give 100% of your effort, if you are giving 100% of your effort, and it's not because it's something that you like doing, or that there's no obligation for you to actually do it, then you're doing it out of your own personal standards, kind of like your reputation of like how you're seen or perceived, and then also because like your integrity, right? You're doing it because you have enough discipline and enough, I guess, worth or like self-accomplishment to where you're like, I know I don't like this, or I'm not obligated, I don't have to do it, I don't have to go to this place, I don't have to be friends with this person, but I gave them my word, or there's like some type, that scared me, or there's something that has you give 100% of it because you're just so disciplined, and that's kind of just like your moral standards. You have to give 100% because that's just what you've been doing all of your life, or that's what you've been doing a majority of your life because you experienced something that made you always give 100%. It's going to be different. Everybody's reasoning for giving 100% is going to be different. Same reason why, people are going to give 100% for their different reasonings for jobs. I mean, I was kind of eavesdropping while I was at lunch. There's this group of dudes oh my gosh, they sat next to me. And as I was eating, I didn't intentionally eavesdrop on them. It just kind of happened because they were talking quite loudly. And they were like, dude, I can't wait to just graduate and be a neurosurgeon. And his buddy was talking to him. He was like, yeah, I've been ready to do this since like middle school. It's like, middle school? I didn't even know what fucking I didn't even know like what a neurosurgeon was in middle school. And then they just started talking about like all of their vocab and like terminology for things, and I was like, wow, somebody was like in middle school, they were like, yeah, this is what I want to do with the next 50 years of my life, the next 60 years of my life. I want to be a neurosurgeon. Now, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt and think that they're doing it purely for the love of the game instead of making a lot of money. That could be their main reason for making a lot of money, but I'm just gonna go with the chance of maybe they like doing it because they like doing it, or they like wanting to help people. Do you think you would expect a neurosurgeon to give 100% of his effort when he gives you surgery? Yeah? Would you want your car mechanic to give you 100% of their effort on your car that broke down in the middle of the highway? Yeah. Now, granted, you could argue that, oh, they have things that are going to limit them because now they have to do that job. A neurosurgeon could get fired if somebody dies, or if they could lose their license, or like that mechanic, he's obligated by his boss to make sure the car is fixed on time. If there's like any fees or anything like that, there could be like resign or whatever. You know, like you could argue that point too, yes. But do you really think a majority of the people that are doing any type of craft or whatever it may be, do you really believe in your heart that they're just doing it for money? I know that is kind of a weird thing to say in today's age because everything's quite expensive, and as a college student who's broke, I've spent way more money this week or this month alone on, like, granted, pointless stuff, but hey, sometimes I get a little hungry and my phone be whispering things to me that's like, Little Caesars, come get me. Yeah, I need better discipline when it comes to Little Caesars. I actually have the Little Caesars app, and they be sending me notifications, and I don't know why I don't turn it off. See, like, I'm not joking. They literally just send me, they send me stuff. Yo, just as I started filming this video, the blue favorite color guy just replied with another thing. That guy's awesome. You know, that's made my night. It's made my day, honestly. If you're still watching this, dude, freaking, you're actually like my favorite. You're like top tier now. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so distracted by what I was talking about. But it is so easy to just talk to this camera for way too long. I've already been recording for 20 minutes and it feels like I've been talking for like 7. Discipline and obsession sort of go hand in hand, but they are two completely different fields. They are for different reasons, and they can also be for similar reasons. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you which one you should pick or which one you need to do with your life in order to succeed, because I'm just a guy on the internet that at least 8 people have just clicked on this video and they're like, And then they leave after like 5-ish minutes because they're like, oh, this guy's just talking to the camera. So I do believe everything that I say you should kind of take with a grain of salt, or I don't know. I honestly don't know. But, you know, I actually do want to make a video, and I just thought of this, about quotes, like kind of like motivational quotes, because I think that word has become bastardized, and if you just say anything really, people can argue, oh, that was a motivational quote. And then you can get into the frickin' logistics of it and be like, oh, but this is actually what the definition of a motivational quote is, and it follows this blah, blah, blah. You could say the exact same thing about film. Do you really think a fucking video on YouTube is a film? Can you stop going to damn ads, bro? I need YouTube Premium, like, badly. Yes, there are some films on YouTube, but would you argue that every single video that you see is a film? Because they're all moving pictures. Some of them are color graded. Some of them have a soundtrack. Some of them have a score. Some of them have a plot. Some of them... All of this, would you argue that a YouTube video is a film? And then, you know, other people are going to say no. Some people are going to say yes. It's a fugazi, it's a fugazi, it's fucking in the air. It shouldn't be taken so literally because it's an open-ended question. And that's what these videos kind of are. They're open-ended discussions where I'm just talking to a camera and you guys can like think of what I'm saying and be like, oh, it's a pretty good point. So he's kind of valid right there. Or you could be like, shut the hell up. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's perfectly valid too. Because quite frankly, I don't. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that I still have not experienced. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know about. And the stuff that I am coming on here and talking to you about is this the stuff that honestly I kind of care about and like am somewhat interested in, because I like talking to the camera. I like talking to a community that I can share some ideas with, and I like talking, period. And the reason why I'm doing all of this is I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with, making content. I love making stuff. That's the main reason why I particularly want to do film, because I want to make movies. And not everybody wants to make a movie. Not everybody wants to make content anyways. Some people want to be a neurosurgeon. Some people want to make movies. And it's all based off what your own personality of wants and desires and needs are. It sounded a lot better in my head. But everybody's different. That's the main thing that I want everybody to take away from this. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to have their own different eureka moment. Everybody's going to have their different wants, their different needs, their different desires. Some may like hot dogs. Some may like burgers. Some may like, I don't know why I'm only thinking of examples that are food related. I'm obsessed with making videos. That's why I technically have 4 YouTube channels. My gaming video, my gaming channel, this channel, my film channel that has all of my films unlisted for festivals, and then I had a Silver Clips video that I tried making a shorts on, and I was like, man, I don't want to be known for making shorts, so then I just deleted it. So technically 3, but I had 4. Yeah, I really do not want to do like shorts or like TikToks, because I think that's honestly pretty stupid. I know like I'm an avid consumer in TikToks and all of that, but I just think like they're short things to really like quickly make. And I feel like that you take an element away, like a special element, like some care and some effort away when you take a video like this that has this specific aspect ratio, and then you strip that away and you slap it vertically, or you crop it so it's uncomfortably huge. And some videos are intended that way, some videos aren't. That's why they'll typically rotate the camera. But I just think like it would be hard to make a movie as on like vertical short content like that. I know it's been done. I know it is possible. I just think you take a characteristic away once you do that. But my obsession is a lot different than your obsession. You might have the exact same obsession as me. Maybe you also want to create movies. Maybe you have no intention of creating movies, and maybe you just want to do business or nursing, marketing, computer science. Maybe you don't even want a college degree. Maybe you just went straight to like trade school, or maybe you just did like construction or something like that. Everybody's going to be different, and everybody makes their own choices, and everybody's going to have their own different discipline and obsession. And while yes, some of us are going to have some similar characteristics, and we're going to have some similar desires and obsessions, at the end of the day, the difference is what makes us all human, and it's what makes us all unique and special. Because even though some people might hate anime, specifically me, I don't necessarily care for anime. I'm not a big anime fan. To each their own. I don't want to be freaking bastardized in the comments or torn apart to shreds, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I know some people will live and die on that hill for anime. Kudos to you. Genuinely. I'm not thinking of you any differently. I just personally don't like it. And I know some of the people are going to take it too far to where they're going to be like, "Oh, you like anime? Weirdo." Or switch it. You're in a group with people that all like anime, and you're the only one that doesn't like anime, and they're like, "Oh, you don't like anime? Ugh. Look at this guy. It's all different. It's all Can you stop? It's all going to be different, right? Everybody's going to have their own characteristics, their desires, their likes, all of that. And that's what makes us unique. You know, the main reason why I'm making this is because I like these moments where I talk off topic. Because I'm not a robot. I'm not sitting here and being like ChatGPT and giving you everything that you need to know. I'm like leaning back, putting my foot on the tripod, and I'm talking to you. And I'm talking to about at least 4 of you, and maybe like 1 of you if you've managed to watch it this far. And damn, it's fun. I thought this was going to be really stupid, just making videos like this in general. I thought this was going to be very stupid, but I actually really like doing this. And I don't know why. Ever since I'm talking to this camera, I just started to get a little bit more and more comfortable. And I just started like ranting and going off about, my personal opinions on things. And I'm not saying it's like I'm getting millions of views because of it, because quite frankly, right now I'm not. And I'm okay with that. Someday, I would love that. I would love that. I'd prefer it be on my main channel because I'm actually putting like a ton of effort there. But if my main channel's shadow banned, which I have a theory it technically is, I keep saying technically way too much. I have a theory that it is banned because I made some solid videos and I know that they're solid because I edited them for like 2 months straight. I'm gonna be so serious. It was the longest time I've ever like put in a video, and it got 16 views. And I was like, wow, that was like a massive stab in the heart. You just stabbed me in the heart, twisted it, yanked it out, and replaced it with a freaking hollow, empty wooden heart. That's how it felt. It was bad. I was devastated for about a month. I'm gonna be so honest. And I really let myself go. Ooh, it was bad. It was a really bad moment, I'm gonna be honest. I know it's a silly thing to say, but it was bad, dude. When you put that much time and effort into something, and it just like completely flopped like that. I even reposted it too, and it did worse. And I was just like, wow, what? So, yeah. It is a terrible feeling to experience that. And quite frankly, I have experienced that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've experienced it close to 100 to 1,000 times. I've experienced failure a lot when it comes to making content. And the fact that I'm still here making content after 6 years of doing it, I'm quite shocked about, because that's a really long time to be doing something that does not love you back. There's been flare-ups where I've gotten like an 800 view video or 1,000 viewed video, but that's on like once every blue moon. I think I get that every like once every 4 or 5 months. That's it. And it sticks around the same numbers typically. It's usually 30, 50, 150, 250, 300, 400, 800, 1,000. And then there was this one video which I'm almost positive, I don't really know how it happened, but it got like bot rated, and I ended up with 33,000 views on a video that I made in like 2 minutes. So I don't really know how that happened. So I've been doing YouTube a long time, and if you've made it this far and you genuinely care, I would recommend going to the main channel. You're definitely going to find a lot more entertaining videos there. Sometimes I will watch them and I'll be like, wow, I was funny. I doubt I'm funny nowadays. I doubt, like, I've lost a good amount of my humor. So I hope that when I start making gaming videos again, that I start doing a little bit better on them. But we'll see. We will see. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to succeed. I'm obsessed with making content, and I'm always going to be doing it. No matter how. Maybe I still have my own job that maybe is tied with creating, or maybe it's not, but I will always manage to come back to this. I don't know why. I don't know how. But there's one thing that you're going to get from me, and it's my 100% obsession with this. And even though my discipline may lack and vary from month to month to year, I'm always going to come back to this. I don't know why. I don't know why I should even bother making this video, nor why I should bother editing it. I honestly should just upload this without any editing. I should maybe try that and see how many people actually stick around for that. If I did that, wow, you're watching a 38-minute video. That's honestly quite impressive. I never thought I could make a video this long, basically about nothing. But if you've managed to listen to me this entire time, I am greatly thankful for you. I genuinely am. That means like a whole lot to me. So let's go ahead and wrap things up, because this is way longer than it needed to be. This is what I'm going to ask you to do. I know you may not want to, and I know that you may not need to, but give 100%. I don't care if it's for doing laundry, or if it's for making food, or if it's for talking to a friend. Give 100% of your effort into them. Start living and creating a life where you give 100% regardless of what you do. And the main reason why you would do that is because you would live a much happier and a much more content life than if you had not done that at all. Please, give 100% into what you do. For those of you that may have watched the last videos, I said, being kind is free. It's hard to come by kindness nowadays, so being kind is honestly a superpower, and it's amazing. It's a powerful superpower. I'm in focus, correct? And kindness is definitely a hard thing to come by nowadays, especially with such a hostile way of living now, honestly. I think at one point I need to make a video about nostalgia, because nostalgia does warp our mindset. When you're giving 100%, even though you may not need to or want to, giving 100%, there's that gray area when you can give 100%, you don't really need to, you don't really want to. That gray area in between all three of those, that's where discipline lies. And then sticking to that stuff, whether you want to, whether you don't want to, or whether you need to, sticking between those three is where discipline meets, and that's where you're going to get a lot of your enjoyment, is when you use enough grit and you use enough discipline to constantly propel yourself forward. So I thank each and every one of you for making it this far. I'm probably going to upload this completely unedited. Actually, I won't, because I just remembered that I have a bunch of long pauses of me just like looking at the ground. So thank you, each and every one of you, for making it this far. This is maybe the longest video I've done, period. So yeah, it's a great experience, and I'm thankful to have you on the journey. So if you want to say hi in the comments, go ahead. I'm going to say hi back. And I mean that because I'd love to create a community, and I want to create a YouTube community, and you know, be kind. Yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I know this video is already like 40 plus minutes long, but I'm gonna leave you with this. The past 2 weeks have been absolutely insane for me. Last week, I had just finished making the movie that I've been making the past month or two. It took about 2 or 3 months of writing the script, and then I just finished filming it. So we're all done filming it, and I've been editing it the past week or so. And then this week, on Monday, I had received an email from a festival that I submitted to a couple months back, and they liked my first film so much that they've gone ahead and broadcasted it to national TV. I know I'm kind of saying this in a monotone way, but at times it just has not hit me yet. Oh, I'm at 1%. At times it just has not hit me yet that that's actually happened, and I'm quite shocked by it. I really am. I'm so thankful for that festival, and I'm so thankful for y'all, and each and every one of you means so much to me. So, thank y'all for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.